Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today we got another roster review in the works, and this time it is going to be for Matty. And I want to thank him and everyone else for being patient with my roster reviews. I know that there has been more requests in recent days, and it's been a bit hard to keep up, so my apologies for that. And again, if you want any advice for your roster, or even informal advice, if there is a bit of a review backlog, then feel free to get in touch with me on Discord, as that's the easiest way to do so. And of course, without further ado, let's get this review started. Alright, and here we are on the commander profile page here. I actually don't have as much to go on this time around. Apparently Matty is about 545 days played and approximately $250 spent. I'm assuming that's US dollars, with a short game break for a few months. I don't know when that was though exactly. So just looking at the arena team on the surface here, looks like he does have Black Bolt, Ebony Maw, and Phoenix unlocked, which is great. And Emma Frost is a really good character as well. Colossus, that seems to go okay with Phoenix as well. I don't really see anything wrong necessarily with this arena team, and that should be valid until you get more of a Black Order team online with Ebony Maw and the rest of them. So I think this is probably like the step behind Black Order, from what I understand. At least in my arena, it's just like top 50 is entirely Black Order, so I can't really comment too much on what comes before Black Order these days, but if anyone knows otherwise, feel free to add that in the comments below. Now looking at the stats here, looks like currently, yeah, it's arena rank 414. It seems like that the team power is probably what's keeping you back a little bit, but otherwise the TCP isn't too bad. Let's start again like we normally do from the bottom of the roster. I think that's the easiest, so I can have a look at what characters that you don't have leveled and the characters that I can recommend. So I don't know what Matty was actually working on exactly, so this is just going to be a broader roster review in terms of characters I think that you should bring up. Now looking here at the bottom, let's zoom in a little bit here, let's just a bit bigger on the screen. So we got some Shatterstar and Taskmaster at the bottom. That's fine for now. It looks like no Hydra minions are leveled up either. Taskmaster might be someone that you might want to consider bringing up later down the line, although to get the rest of the Merc team online might take a bit of gear depending on where you're sitting at for the rest of your Mercs here. Stature, now, well, as of this video, actually, there has been an announcement of Jubilee and the Pimtech release, although it doesn't look like you're anywhere close to that, so that doesn't really matter right now. Baron Zemo. This is probably the first character that I would recommend bringing up. I think Baron Zemo is a very strong character, both in real-time arena, but just in general in the game, depending on where you're at for campaigns. Very, very strong character, very, very strong in war, and has some Dark Dimension potential as a global skill character. So definitely one to keep in mind here. 4 yellow, 4 red. That's actually not too terrible there. So keep an eye on that. And same with Red Skull. You don't need to level up the the Hydra minions necessarily. You can actually combine Red Skull and Baron Zemo on a war offensive team as well, and that works quite well. So just keep that in mind. Red Skull and Baron Zemo are ones that I would consider bringing up. Now as we scroll up a little bit further, I do see Swarm. Swarm is 4 yellow, 4 red, also farmable now as of this video. And if you are planning on getting Doc Ock unlocked, then Swarm is definitely a character I would recommend bringing up at some point. Carrying on, depends on what your focus in the game is, of course. I really love Brotherhood 2.0, so you got a decent blob here as well. Maybe consider that down the line with Toad and Blob. Looks like you have a 5 red blob, 5 red Toad here, so that's really good too. And so I would consider that down the line for Brotherhood 2.0 team. I imagine Magni is unlocked because I didn't pass him already. Other than that, that's unfortunate, that 6 red Okoye, but yeah, unfortunately she's not very good right now. Nothing else on this page. Of course, keep an eye on Beast of that Astonishing X-Men team if that's something that you're looking into down the line. Let's jump over onto the next page here, and we'll scroll to the bottom first. Ironheart. Power Armor 2.0 is a team that I really recommend. Also, that Power Armor is usable in Do More as well, and is a very important component for Do More Chapter 3.6 to 3.9 for the Taskmaster unlock. It's some of the easier ways to get that that campaign area done. Now I see Magneto here as well, so that's really entirely up to you what your gearing priorities are in terms of game modes. If Dark Dimension 3 is your priority, then leave Brotherhood 2.0 because there's other important mutants to gear up. So we do some X-Force Remnants, not quite 5-star, so I don't know if you have or if you're going to be getting Doc Ock unlocked. Now, of course, when this video is released, Doc Ock is probably already come and gone, because I don't release my roster reviews all that frequently, maybe once a week or something like that. So depending on when the rest of the broader YouTube channel is watching this, Doc Ock possibly has come and gone, just to keep that in mind, guys. Scrolling up, we do have a 5 red Proxima, but yeah, unfortunately you don't have a lot of stars on that, so in order to get that you're going to have to go through Do More. Now, I'm assuming that you're probably not at Do More 2.9 yet. I would make Do More a priority, and I say this to everyone else really, that if you haven't gone through Do More yet, I would try and make that a priority to get that cleared. There's a lot of important characters blocked behind some of these nodes, and I think it's definitely worth it, especially from a Black Order perspective, since Proxima is still an important member of the Black Order team, and getting to Do More 2.9 is really important. I do see a 5 red Domino. That's not too bad. She'll stay alive a little bit longer, so maybe X-Force might be something that you might want to consider for another war team as well, possibly even before Brotherhood 2.0, because I think that X-Force has more applications and can counter teams like the Marauders, which is an important one these days. Scrolling up a little bit, speaking of Marauders, Strife looks to be a bit on the low side. 5 red as well, so I would definitely take advantage of that. 5 yellow, 5 red, that's a really good Strife, and maybe gear him up a little bit more. He does have some applications in Dark Dimension 3 and 4 now. I say that because Phoenix isn't usable in the same global lane in Dark Dimension 4 anymore, so I would actually recommend people gearing up Strife as a tank for the global lane for Dark Dimension 3 if you need it, and that way you could actually carry him on to Dark Dimension 4 if you need to down the line. Also, just a really solid character anyways for War and that Marauders team. Going up to, there isn't anything that I see that's kind of bad so far. Cull Obsidian, 3-star. Hopefully you can get some more shards. I heard that he is going to be chosen for the 100 shards for Dark Dimension 4. So that's something that you can take a look at there. Ghost, definitely a character I recommend bringing up. Ghost is a very important, valid member of the Dark Dimension 3, Dark Dimension 4, and Dark Dimension 2, possibly if you haven't already cleared that, but I suspect you probably have. I saw the borders actually, so I don't know why I said that. So definitely Dark Dimension 3 and 4. Consider gearing up Ghost to Gear 14+. Definitely a strong character there. Corvus at 4. So it looks like you got all the Black Order members. You just need to get them up a little bit higher. Try to get them all up to Gear Tier 12 at the very least, and that way you have them online for when you get more shards for them. And going up there, we see some Heimdall. So we see some Asgardians that are maybe not quite above 6+ stars, so your Black Bolt's probably only 5-star. I do see a Sinister that's at 3-star. I would recommend getting some shards for him out of the War Store. At least a 4 yellow, 4 red would be a lot better for usability in Dark Dimension 3+, if you're planning on using him there. Very strong member to bring in there. And the rest seems okay. Let's move on to the main front page here, and we'll scroll to the bottom first. Work our way back up. And what am I seeing here? 5 red Scarlet Witch. Hopefully that she gets a rework sometime with the WandaVision show. But we'll see about that. And same with Falcon, 5 red. He is part of that power armor team though, so you might want to keep gearing him up so that you can get through the Do More campaign. He is actually usable in a couple of places in there, so he's a good character to bring up more. And if symbiotes are your main raid team, definitely bring up your symbiotes a little bit more. I'm not sure if that's tier 12. I think that might be tier 11 on Scream, so there is room for improvement. And of course, bringing them up to like tier 13+ eventually at some point will be a priority for that. And then otherwise, keep building on your Asgardians so that you can get Black Bolt at a higher rank, and that way you can get Ebony Maw at a higher rank as well, which will require the Inhumans, of course. Beyond that, let's see, what else do we got near the top? We got Venom with 5, that's 5 red, yep. So for Dark Dimension 3 characters, you're going to want to work on the symbiotes, of course, for your city characters. Thanos probably could go a little bit higher. I'd really recommend, if you want to work on your arena team, try bringing up the Black Order as high as you possibly can. That would work a lot. Otherwise, your tier 14 characters at the top, let's see, Phoenix, Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage, that's good. That's a good starting, Emma Frost, Minerva, and Hela. This is a good group of characters. Now, of course, going into your global lane, you're only going to have Phoenix and Emma Frost, so you're going to need at least 1 or 2 more characters to fill them in. I would definitely recommend Ghost, because she is a combination of Minerva and Yo-Yo, and beyond that, that's really up to you, I suppose. If you have some extra mutant gear, you could go for Sinister. That is a combo I would recommend with Emma Frost. You typically want a tank to go alongside Phoenix in Dark Dimension 3, though, because it makes it easier to bounce off the taunt to get Phoenix killed, and also gets you a little bit longer so that you can get Dark Phoenix's ultimate off for some extra damage in Dark Dimension 3. Ghost might help there, of course, as well with the offense down, but failing that, I would recommend a tank, either Colossus or Strife. Now, I see that you have Colossus here up in the high purple level, but Strife is also a consideration with how powerful the Marauders are, and I saw that you had a 5 red there. Now, in terms of, I see Fantastic Four as a priority here. I know that Fantastic Four are usable in Doom War 1.6 to 1.9, and I believe also in Doom War Chapter 3, so maybe that might be a good thing to do there. Of course, they're Biogear, though, so if you're, depends on how far along you are on your symbiotes. I would try to get to tier 12 at the very least on the rest of your symbiotes so that you're free to use your Biogear elsewhere to level these up through into the purple gear area. And then, of course, Ebony Maw is someone that you're going to want to get at tier 14 for Dark Dimension 3 Cosmic. I would not get Ultron personally. I think he's a waste of tech gear. I think you could definitely use that onto Ghost instead of Ultron. So hopefully by the time that you've seen this, you haven't raised Ultron to tier 14. I would reconsider that if that's something you're considering. But definitely you're going to need Ebony Maw for your Cosmic, and then you have Hela here and Minerva, so that looks pretty solid. Your city looks pretty solid. You just need some more global characters, I think, to fill in that. Phoenix and Emma Frost alone won't carry you through it, or it'll be a little bit slow still. So definitely consider someone like Ghost, and a tank probably will work really well. So I think that's all I have to say here. I don't think it was too much to really complain about here. So it looks good. Just some characters that you probably need to bring up a little bit more, and some considerations probably for your Dark Dimension 3 progress. So I hope that helps, of course, and otherwise, if you need some more clarity, feel free to get at me via Discord. And in general, for everyone else, if you do want a roster review, feel free to let me know. As of the recording of this video anyways, I do have a bit of a queue for my roster reviews, but if you are just looking for some in-general advice that I can probably help you out a bit quicker, then feel free to ping me on Discord as well, and I can get that out to you as quick as I can. But otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. Stay safe and all that. We'll see you guys.